welcome back to Open Window Politics. Today we're going to be doing a prediction between Mark Kelly, senator from Arizona, Democratic senator from Arizona, on the Democratic side, of course, versus J.D. Vance, the current vice president, and at the moment, the most likely frontrunner for the Republican nomination in 2028. We've still got a while before the 2028 election, but still fun to do these predictions. Mark Kelly has been making some headlines in national news, and I thought it would be interesting to do a prediction between him and J.D. Vance. I do think that Mark Kelly would have some appeal throughout the swing states. He is, of course, a senator from Arizona, and that being a swing state will prove important. We'll start out characterizing Nevada, and then I'll go all the way to the East Coast in Pennsylvania. I do think in Nevada that the Mark Kelly, he's got some moderate appeal. He was able to win his election in Arizona, which is somewhat difficult for Democrats to do. It's been done a couple times, but the state did vote for Trump by a lean margin in 2024, so it will be difficult for Democrats to come back from that, but I do think it is very possible. And I think that in this case, I do think that both Nevada and Arizona will end up in the Democratic column. I think that Nevada is probably slightly more likely. It'll be interesting to see if Mark Kelly is the Democratic nominee in the first place. Most likely won't be, but he is still considered an option. So I do think that would be the makeup of the southwest section of the Sunbelt there in Nevada and Arizona. So that's 242 for Mark Kelly to 219 for J.D. Vance. And then I do think that in the state of Georgia, I think that Mark Kelly would probably fare fairly well. Oh, I forgot that I'll come back to the district there in Nebraska, but that is going to be 16 more electoral college votes for Mark Kelly. Some of these I could maybe even see Nevada end up in the lean column, but for now I'm going to go with tilt for all the swing states. It's possible for any of these swing states and some of the even lean states, if the environment is particularly favored for a particular party, that state could flip. So they're inherently swing states. Interesting to see. And then in the state of North Carolina, though, however, I don't think that Mark Kelly would be able to have he might have a shot, but I don't think that Mark Kelly would be able to overcome Vance in North Carolina. This state hasn't gone to a Democrat on the presidential level since Obama in 2008. And right now the environment is good for Democrats, but it's definitely no 2008 election environment for Democrats at the moment. And then that leaves us with the three Rust Belt states. So let's check at the Electoral College counter. So it's just currently 258 to 235. And I'm going to start out with Wisconsin, then go to Michigan, and then go to Pennsylvania. In Wisconsin, I think that this is probably the Democrats' best shot at winning in the Rust Belt, being the state of Wisconsin. So that's going to be 10 Electoral College votes for Mark Kelly. And that means he's 2 away from the presidency. And that leaves us with these 2 Rust Belt states left. I do think that I'm going to do a different characterization for Michigan versus Pennsylvania. In Michigan, I'm going to give it as a tilt blue. And with that brings Kelly up to 283. On Pennsylvania, though, I do think Pennsylvania is probably Republicans' best shot at winning one of these Rust Belt states. And it is the one with the most electoral college votes. And I do think in the district in Nebraska, I did say I was going to do tilt for all of them, but I could very easily see this being in the lean category for Mark Kelly. Even Harris was able to win it, so I do think, there we go. So that's going to be one more electoral college vote. So that brings us to 284 for Mark Kelly, the Democratic senator from Arizona, to J.D. Vance, the current vice president of the U.S. on the Republican side, with his 254. This, like I've mentioned, Mark Kelly isn't the most likely candidate to be a nominee for the Democrats, but still nonetheless fun to do a prediction. And feel free to agree or disagree with me in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.